This is a huge warning to all the bears right now, bratans, because I understand everyone is trying to call the top and trying to buy back cheaper the coins so they can even more gain profits. However, I am myself right now with nearly $1 million in trades, which I show you later in long positions. But you have to watch the big picture in order to understand what is happening in the market. And I want to share with you what is happening here. On the big picture, we are in a bearish pattern, ascending broadening wedge. However, the most important thing is that we are watching the 4 hourly, and on the 4 hourly, as long as we're not breaking this ascending broadening wedge to the downside, which is also a bearish pattern, right? As long as we're not breaking this to the downside, so as long as we're not breaking 49,000 to the downside, it's extremely bullish still, because we have here a huge bull flag. This huge bull flag, the most of the people don't see, and you measure it from the top here, measure it like this, from the top to the downside, and the price target is over 62,500. Which, what I showed you in the big picture, is the price target of here, of the top of 2021. This is the big resistance, 62,500. And the most of the people saying, okay, we're getting rejected here to 35k, and after we are going to the upside to 62 or even higher. But I want to share with you here this, but wait, before I share you my my trades, I want to share with you this picture. And you see it here, it's very simplified. I can explain you later in the next video here about it. February will be very bullish, March very bullish, April bullish, but May sideways, and June pullback. And why June pullback, and why I can explain you why June pullback? Because in June there is expecting that the Fed will cut the rates to 5.0 basis points. You see 56% probability that they will cut the interest rates. And historically speaking we know, wait a minute. Historically, we know as soon as the Fed cut the rates, we're seeing a big drop in the S&P 500, and Bitcoin is usually following it. So in June is where we are expecting a pullback. In May, we're expecting a sideways. Why in May sideways? Because in May is usually, like I told you, there's a saying on the Wall Street, in the stock market, in traditional markets, there's a saying, sell in May, go away. So usually in May, we're seeing a drop in the market. However, as we know, the probability that they will cut the rates in June, so we will see a drop in June. Everything can come totally different than what I'm saying now, what I'm anticipating. We speaking about probabilities, not certainties, so be careful here. The probability is very likely that we will see still February and March and April, we will see a huge bullishness, and we will reach 62k. We will see a lot of shorts getting liquidated because there's a lot of liquidity. However, I still expecting a huge drop to 35k or even 22k, as I told you on the big picture here, as soon as we are breaking here this ascending broadening wedge to downside. So as soon as we're breaking 35k, as soon as we're losing this support at 35k, we are expecting that we could go as low as 20. Right now it depends when, but if it will happen in June, we could go as low as $25,000. Why? Because here's a lot of liquidity, and market makers, I told you, tend to liquidate and get all this liquidity here at this lower level. So watch out for this, very, very important. But for now, in my opinion, the bullishness is not over. As long we are not breaking here, as I told you, $49,000, I expecting we will reach 62k, and alts getting exploding like crazy as soon as Bitcoin moves further to 62k or has a sideways movement. And right now, even here in this sideways movement, which is happening since 14th February, since Valentine's Day, we are seeing alts exploding as Bitcoin is sideways. So imagine what will happen after Bitcoin moves to 60k or 62k and then have sideways movement before we see this huge drop. Alts will explode. And now I show you here my positions. My VIF position is right now around $8,000 in profits, 200% in profits. The next position, my FXS position, is $18,000 in a loss. However, FXS we are expecting could run to $11, $12, $13 because they have the same mechanism as Uniswap. My Flux position is around $30,000 in profit, 400% profit. I'm expecting Flux will go even higher to $1.23 63 is my price target at least, which would mean over $50,000 in profits. And here another FXS position, which is $15,000 at the moment in a loss. But as I told you, we're expecting here at least to go to 11, 12 or $13 because they're changing the mechanism like Uniswap. You saw what happened as Uniswap changed the mechanism, as we saw over 100% pump or 80% pump, even though it has a 10 times bigger market cap than FXS. So I am very bullish here right now on FXS, even though it looks very shitty. However, I stay in this position, and if you want to long or short Bitcoin, I wouldn't short right now Bitcoin in my opinion, because as I expecting to go to 62k, if you long Bitcoin, just make sure that your stop loss is below 49,000 in my opinion. Not a financial advice, do your own research. You can get up to $13,000 on Bybit, link is down below, bratans. Thank you everyone for watching. I kiss you and see you later.